Hi, and welcome back to the Real Sisters Real Estate Podcast. This is Chrissy Curtis. I'm with the Bob and Rana Group, Berkshire Hathaway. I'm here with Jules, as always. Jules, how's it going?
Going good. And I am with Jackson Hole Sotheby's International Realty. And full disclaimer, we are not endorsed by either one of our brokerages.
No, we are not. Jules, you are looking very sun-kissed today. You've been out in the sun?
Yes, trying to squeak in the very last bits of fall. The leaves are almost all the way on the ground here, but it's still been in the 70s. So I've been out golfing, just trying to squeeze in as much as I can.
Nice. You look cute. Looks nice on you.
Well, thank you, because it will go away soon.
Yes, I'm already pasty. I was talking to someone the other day, and I said I needed to go somewhere, and they were like, yeah, you're already losing your tan. I was like, thanks. They were teasing, but I was like, wow, okay.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. What else is new?
Not much. Slowed down a little bit, which is nice. Been working on some of my marketing stuff and just doing the rebuild of the business as you are supposed to do in the slower times. So it's good. I've did like a nice little agent brochure thing that I'm going to start putting together with like my listing contracts and not contracts, but the listing presentation, and use that as part of my presentation.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, we have something like that where we can bring it and leave it with them if they, aren't ready to sign right then they get to keep it. And it's kind of like what they use as a reference back to us. Well, that's good. How are the kids?
Everyone's doing good. Let's see. Homecoming week is this week. Colton will not be attending.
No.
He never has.
It's just not his thing.
No. I was like, you don't even want to go with like a group of friends? He's like, no, none of my friends are going. I was like, okay, well. I was like, we used to go in a limo. And he was like, Mom, there's no limos around here. I was like, oh, yeah, also true.
Yeah, well, what's funny, because me and Siege were talking about it, because he DJ'd the homecoming here. And he is like, do kids like still take limos and like go out to dinner? I don't know. No idea. It doesn't seem
No,
like they do.
they don't do that around here. My friend Laura, her daughter is going, and they're just getting dropped off at the dance, and the other parents are going to pick them up. So they're going to tag team that. But no,
Hmm.
I was like, that's kind of lame.
Yeah, that is lame. But oh well, kids are lame these days. That's for sure.
Right? We were sneaking booze in the limo and doing all kinds of shenanigans.
Razzmatazz all over my dress.
Mad Dog 2020. Here we go.
Right. That's exactly right. Boone's Farm was perfect for us.
You can hide that shit under a dress.
You
Get one of
can.
the big puffy ones. You can hide plenty of shit.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, we went to the Country Calling this past weekend. It was so fun. I cannot wait for next week too. We saw Lainey Wilson, Brothers Osborne, Warren Ziders, Dasha. Oh my gosh, you name it, they were there. It was a 2-day festival. It was so fun. And we just had a really great time. Hayden and Maria met us there because it was right in Ocean City. So we had just a really, really good time. I didn't know what to expect, and I'm old, so I don't really care about stuff too much these days. And it was a really, really good time. We had a really good time. We're already looking forward to next year. So that was fun. But
That sounds like fun.
yeah, it was fun. All right. You want to get into the news you can use?
Well, we'll start with our market update.
Well, that is our news you can use.
Sure. We'll jump into our market update. We have 137 for our residential listings and 203 for our building site days on market. So another uptick there, each by 1 day from last week. We have 1,520 active listings. 39 went, no, excuse me, 39 new listings, 24 went pending, and 20 sold. So slight downtick of what we have been seeing for the last couple of weeks. We just had our weekly meeting, and we pulled some Q3 numbers, and September has been a very, very strong market for us. As you know, we've been talking about it. I've been saying that we've just been slammed. Apparently, Jackson and Teton County, Idaho, has been as well. So, pretty much put us back on track to be even with what we were last year. So we were projected to be down, but a very strong September put us back on track. So
Right.
yeah, good news there.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, those must be really strong numbers in order to put you back on track. So that's good. And that'll hopefully you know, carry through for the end of the year. We are down um very slow, not I shouldn't say very slow, but slower than we normally are this time of year. The days on market ticked up by 2 days. We're down for active units only by 41, but still. Pending went down 231 units and then closed year over year. It was actually slightly up this week, which I found odd because we're down on everything else. So we must have been really slow last year this time. I can't remember. It's too hard for me to remember like what I did. I'd have to look at all my, my spreadsheets and stuff, and I didn't care that much. National numbers, the interest rate went back up. All the Middle East conflicts, and then the hurricanes, and just uncertainty in the economy. So now we're back up to 6.25. But I did see some when I was like kind of shopping around, lenders had them as low as 5.7. So, not the end of the world. Um, and that's all I have for national numbers. Do you want me to get into news from the big dogs?
Sure.
All right. So with Helene and then with Milton, and then we have the wildfires that are always, brewing in California. I was just kind of digging around to see like what happens with real estate. So severe weather events such as damaging storms, wildfires, and extreme heat waves or droughts are increasing across the countries. These events create higher maintenance and insurance costs for homeowners, and then they have a direct effect on the property values at higher risk. So, essentially, what it goes on to say is, obviously, the tornado, not the tornado, the hurricane places, they have higher insurance. I'm waiting for ours to go up. Higher insurance. It's less desirable to live there because of all the damage. I know that there's places in California, I've heard, because of the wildfires, you can't even get homeowners insurance. So you can't even, how do you live there? You can't live there without that. So then from there, I actually ran across another article that was sent out this morning, and I thought I would play a little joke with you, or just a little game. Top 10 cities with the lowest risk for climate disasters, and see where you'd want to live. You ready?
Am I guessing the cities?
No, no, no. I'm seeing if you want to live there.
Oh. Oh gosh.
Akron,
Okay.
Akron, Ohio.
No.
Cleveland, Ohio.
I've heard it's actually a cool town,
I've never
but
been there.
I'm not jazzed on the middle of the United States.
I know. Wait, it gets better.
Oh
Seattle,
boy.
Washington.
Too rainy.
Yeah, right. Too liberal. Columbus, Ohio.
Damn, Ohio's crack-a-lackin'.
Ohio is the most desirable state because remember, a long time ago, we found that Ohio has the lowest home housing prices too. Remember, that was a long time ago. Cincinnati, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio. Indianapolis, Indiana. This one surprised me. Pittsburgh, PA.
Well, I guess I don't know. No.
No.
Okay. So no. Well,
Oh, no, I have two
obviously.
more. Toledo, Ohio, and Grand Rapids, Michigan.
No.
Okay.
Also, no, just no on all of them. But I have to say, the major factor for Pittsburgh would be because of the Steelers. No,
No.
I don't know if you've noticed, I got my Justin Tucker up behind me. Steelers are out.
I know
Bengals are going to be out. So Cincinnati has to be out as well.
they have to be out. But then Ginger's been to, she was up in, as she calls it, Schittsburg not too long ago. And she said it's actually a beautiful, small city. She said it's not big like you would think. And it's very clean. But yeah, it's just terrible towels everywhere and we can't go there. But if
No.
you want a low risk house, go to Ohio.
Yes, but you're not
You're
going
in
to make any
Ohio.
money in Ohio. Let's face it. You're not if your housing prices are that low, it means your medium income is that low as well, and it's all relative. So let's pass on all of this.
Poor Ohio just got shitted on.
I've never been.
Me either.
I can't even think. I don't even think it was one of the states we drove through when we moved from Maryland to Arizona. I think we went down. We went across Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So Ohio is way up north. So I've never even been there. And no, also no.
No, I was supposed to go when I was like 22 to go to the big amusement park there, and I didn't go. So
Well,
there you go.
yeah.
All right.
Well, you can move to the shitty center of the state or the United States, but
We
Mm.
might have listeners there. That's not very nice.
oh, well, if you live in Ohio, let us know how it
Please
is.
chime in and let us know.
We could be wrong.
Well, yeah. Jules lives near the mountains and I live near the bay. So we don't know what Ohio has to offer. So
Sure don't.
we don't. All right. Well, I've got a story for us. You want to get into it?
Let's get into the what would you do?
Okay. It's kind of a shitty story. Hold on. After showing her international citizen, let me start over. Goodness gracious, I threw myself off with my joke.
Grief.
After showing her international clients dozens of homes, Morgan Antonell of Compass finally found a condo for these first-time homebuyers. It was on the first floor of an old home and vacant. They had several contractors in to give them estimates for projects, and a week before the closing, they flew in their parents to see the place and share the excitement. We opened the door and it smelled weird, Antonell says. We walk into the kitchen and there's sewage coming up from the sink and all over the first floor of the house. They were freaking out in their native tongues, which is never good. That means they're saying stuff they don't want you to hear. But I could tell their parents were trying to calm them down. They had already broken their lease, so had nowhere else to live.
Oh, no.
Ultimately, they got out of the contract and found another property within 5 days. They moved in and are reportedly very pleased. The moral of this one, and this is actually a good one. The moral of this one is if you're representing buyers who are buying a property that's been vacant for a bit, it's really important to have a weekly check-in on the property to make sure nothing like this is happening. I actually want to flip that because I think as a listing agent, you should be the one checking on the property. But yeah, gross, terrible. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you get sewage coming out of the sink.
I don't, no, something is terribly wrong and ew.
Yeah, there's
Ew.
a backup somewhere. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's much that you can do besides get your clients out of that contract right away.
I would say there has to be a clause somewhere deep down in that contract that says if shit gets shitty, we're leaving.
You leave the shitty deal.
Yes. It's got to.
It's got
Yes.
to. It's got to be somewhere in there in the fine print.
Yeah. I know there is in ours.
Yeah, so poor people. That's got to be very stressful, especially when the lease is up, but they got out of it and they're good to go.
Well, that was an entertaining, shitty story.
Yes, thank you. That's my specialty.
Well, with that, we'll jump right on into our reality show. We watched Million Dollar Listing LA season 15, episode 6. No deal is easy. And if
Isn't
you
that the
are a real
truth?
estate agent, you know, as soon as I saw that, I was like, yep.
Yep. Me too. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, isn't that the truth?
I have a deal going on right now and it's going very easy. And I'm just waiting for something to fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when they go too easy, you just wait for the other shoe to drop and you're like,
Like,
is
what's
it
going on?
right?
Is
Could it
it
be rather sooner than later? The closer we get to the close date, the more stressful it is if shit's about to hit the fan. So,
Yes. So we'll wait to see if this deal falls apart. But speaking of falling apart,
always
Altman's
be,
deal falls apart.
always be optimist. But yeah, that's just kind of nature of the beast. Altman, oh yeah, but they're so freaking smart. They just have someone backed up, and then the deal's even better for them.
It really is. They are awesome. They really are.
Yeah.
Altman is and his brother they're rock stars. They really are. They had that backup offer already in the bag,
Hmm.
just basically sitting those people down to for lunch or whatever and going, well, this one didn't work, but sign the next dotted line. So good on them because
Yeah.
oftentimes we don't have those conversations. Most of the time it's, well,
Well,
it fell apart and here we are again back
yeah.
on the active market and we have to start all over.
Right,
Great.
right. Yeah, and that's shitty, but it's the truth. Yeah, no, they're awesome. They had that backup offer, and at first it didn't sound as good, but it was actually better. And it's funny because I'm getting ready to put something on the market, and we're gonna sell all the furnishing inside, and I think I'm gonna structure the deal that way. And I've learned it from Million Dollar Listing
I
because
totally did.
yeah,
Yep.
save the money from transfer and recordation and all that stuff, and appraisals, all that stuff.
Appraise
So
everything.
everything.
Everything. You put it outside, you put it on a bill of sale.
Hmm.
It is a win-win. It's a great way for a buyer to structure a deal because you can sell it to the listing person as, hey, you don't have to pay capital gains on this, but you're
Right.
still reaching your number. I
Exactly.
have as I saw Tracy do it last season and I
Mhm.
thought, oh my God, that is so smart.
Brilliant. Mhm.
And since then I have done it a couple of times myself. Like, here's the offer, but wait, there's more. you know,
Just wait longer.
just wait longer. And you don't have to pay shipping and handling.
Right. We missed our real calling. Shit.
We did.
But yeah, no, it's pretty brilliant plan. So I already actually, introduced that to my client too. So I'm glad to hear that you've done it and it works in, real life
Mhm.
scenarios, not, just $1 million listings. Um, and then Flag, as always, is a mess.
Yes, he is. Always. He's,
Always. He's an emotional wreck. He's almost
yes,
like a child, but look, luckily Tracy's there to save him from himself.
he's a giant man child with tons of money.
Mhm.
And he is, I was actually thinking the same thing several times through the episode. I was like, he is so glad, so lucky to have Tracy in his life
He
because,
really is.
on the side note, before they brought up how cute that architect was, as soon as he walked in, I was like, wow, that guy's really handsome.
I thought so too. I thought the same exact thing. I wasn't really paying attention too much, but I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good looking guy." And then as soon as he left, they're both like, "Ooh,
Flag's like, he's gay. Tracy's like, damn it.
damn it!" And she's on the market too.
Yes, she
Um,
is.
yeah, that's a mess. Let's see.
Speaking of Tracy, we can hop over to her.
Hmm.
Doing things outside of her normal way of doing business. A great way of showing how you just have to be adaptable in a market like this. Sometimes, she has the listing sign, she's doing it as a whisper campaign, and she's showing it before she actually wants to show it, and it's
Yeah.
very clear. But she's getting people in the door, which is great. But
More importantly,
yeah.
she's getting feedback on like what the people don't like about it before it even hits the market so they can correct all those things.
Hmm.
The landscape, that house going up next door, I think to me it would be the biggest hurdle.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have, they're so close and it's looking
Mhm.
right into the primary.
Mhm.
So you're going to have workers there. I mean, put some window treatments in, maybe even put in like a big temporary something up to help block that. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
they were
can. There might be laws against it. I'm not sure.
I think they were talking about landscaping it so that it was, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell like it seems like it would be the tallest hedge on the world,
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, what kind of trees are they bringing in to be that tall?
Right, exactly. I'm like, what in the world are they putting there? But obviously they have a plan. And I couldn't remember. I was trying to think when I was writing my notes. Did the builder, did she take the 19 million?
I think so. I think
I,
they had a deal.
I thought so too.
I think that maybe they got it up to 20.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
because
she
I
called
remember
and
her
she
saying
said you
you
have
need
to
to have
put
a
a
two.
two.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So she got it up. I mean, damn, girl, she got it up and not even on the market and it's under contract. Like
Yeah,
great job.
that's
And
right.
she's double
Because
siding it.
well, that's what I was getting ready to say. The funny thing about this episode is you don't normally hear about them cutting their commissions, and in two transactions, they're
Mhm.
cutting their commissions to make it work. I mean, Tracy's like you said, she's double siding it. Like she said, it's dual agency, so she has to be like neutral in the middle. She said her commission was 5% total, which I thought was funny that they threw that out there. So she cut it by 1 point, so she's still making four as opposed to 2.5. So she's still winning.
Yeah, we see that all the time. It's called sweetheart deals, sweetheart listings. It's written into the listing contract sometimes. It's like, hey, if I'm bringing the buyer, it'll automatically go from 5 to 4, from
Yeah.
6 to 5, whatever it's going to be. If we're going to double side it, it'll do that. To me is a very easy way to get it off the top, especially when you're double siding. You're like,
Yeah. You're
look,
still making
no
more than you
problem.
would. Yeah. Now,
Absolutely. You're
you are
making more
doing
than you
more.
would.
You are doing more work
Oh,
by
sure.
far. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're still doing two jobs,
Yeah.
but a lot of times you can get the deal done by doing that.
Yes.
When you're only doing one side, it's funny that they had, because they cut commissions when they were trying to get flags under and all of that. Um I was thinking about you when you were like, don't ever cut commissions, don't ever do that. And I thought to myself, that's the first thing they are going to in a tough market to make a deal work. I know I personally had to do the exact same thing to get a listing. And sometimes that's just what you have to do. Would you like to avoid it?
Of
Absolutely.
course.
Sometimes that's the only way to get the people to sign the dotted line.
Yes. Now they were cutting their full commission for a friend, of course.
Yes, that
And
too.
they make buku bucks. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they can afford. And like Tracy said, he cut his commission to get her the house that she wanted, back in the day. So yeah, there are exceptions to the rule.
Hmm.
Fight for it, but yeah, there are exceptions to the rule. But yes, when you're in a tough market, that's exactly what you do. But again, she's cutting 1 point off of both sides. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
she's still on the up. So and she
Oh,
deserved
yeah.
it. She brought all those people in. She's on the phone getting all those people in that house that's not even on the market. So good for her.
I was wondering how much off camera the other agent was doing, because we saw everything with Tracy, but it was this other girl's listing. And
Mhm.
I thought to myself, it seems like Tracy's doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but I
They're gonna
wonder if that was just for camera.
yeah, I would imagine that. Well, she said I'm bringing her to show her how to present an offer that isn't the best offer that you want to present, but you obviously legally you present all offers,
Mhm.
and you break it to them, and it's like this isn't the best offer we have, but it's the only one we have. So it is what it is. And then showed her real life how to negotiate it on the spot. But I think more importantly, behind the scenes, the other agent was probably doing the legwork. making the calls, getting the listing out there, and doing all that kind of stuff. And then Tracy's gonna, bring it home. So
Yeah, you had to think she had to. And the very last note I have is oh, it's not Flag's grandma, but it's the little old lady, I guess the socialite. It's hard to reheat the souffle. I was dying at that. I
yes,
thought it was the funniest thing because it's so true
so
talking
true.
about his relationship.
Yeah.
You can't reheat a souffle. So
No, it's dead. It's deflated. It's done. Yes, she was awesome. He was like, "Oh, I don't my grandmother passed, but she's, too young to be my grandmother, but she's awesome." And she was funny. She's yeah, very, very good. They were looking at China patterns. I mean, he's like buying new flatware. Like, what in the world?
he lives in a different level.
Yeah, and just like he is old timey. He's an old soul for sure.
Yes. I mean, I'm lucky if I get my flatware at Walmart, so I'm
Yeah.
certainly not going to a fancy department store.
I got no. I mean, it was $4,000 a plate. Crazy, crazy,
Stupid.
with no food on it.
Right? Does it come with a T-bone?
Right? No, no T-bone.
No, it doesn't.
No, yeah, he's an old soul with old money, so that just is what it is. But yeah, his I'm glad that he decided to keep his bare bones house and see what they can do with it.
I'll be
It's
curious.
gonna be
I
gorgeous.
wonder. I think so too. I think he's going to end up loving it and moving into it, and this is the house he wanted, or I don't know, he has a bad track record. He could just sell it midway.
He has a horrible track record. When he was going through it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like maybe this isn't what's there for you. But Tracy will help him keep him on track.
Sure hope so.
All right. I think that about does that. Anything else to add?
No, I think let's go ahead and jump into our listing of the week.
All righty.
For our listing of the week, we have Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood's house in Brentwood, Tennessee. This recently sold last week. It closed for a little over 3.3 million. It has 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, sits on 4.4 acres.
Oh wow. Is this where she films her cooking show?
Correct.
Uh,
This has the kitchen's pretty great. It has all kinds of fancy, sub-zero appliances and things like that, and we'll get to looking at it. But I just thought it was a really pretty house. And then the article went on to say that they managed to offload the listing one day before Garth Brooks was accused of rape by her makeup artist. So,
oh.
wow, they moved
Huh.
it quickly.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Eek. I know. Seems like they're keeping it on the DL.
Yeah, yeah, Diddy could use his people.
No shit.
It is very pretty home.
It's very pretty. There was a lot of pictures in the on the realtor.com pulled from the MLS, and some of them are just really funky pictures. I threw some of them in just so we can be like, what the
So we
hell
can
was
make
the
fun of him?
photographer? Yeah, exactly. I was like, what were they thinking? But this is very pretty.
Very pretty. I love the brick out there. I love the brick flooring for you know, the all
Hmm.
seasons room. It's very pretty. It's very
And the other,
tasteful.
it's very what?
It's like the furniture and the decor is very tastefully done. It's not over the top. It's not like country anything, It's just very tasteful and cozy.
It looks like it was just actually lived in. The
Yeah.
funniest thing I noticed that there's just like mirrors, like none of them are hung, and they're all just kind of like laying around on the ground. Thought it was odd.
I don't think I've noticed them yet.
Oh, well, I mean that one is hung,
Well,
obviously.
of course. Of course, the next one you see is okay, kitchen.
Yep, this is her kitchen that she used. Well, I guess you only get one of the kitchen.
Well, you're done.
Yeah, Trisha's Southern Kitchen.
Hmm.
I don't actually know what this show was called. I should have written it down.
Nah,
I'm doing
I think it's something, I think you're right. It's like Trisha's Kitchen or something like that. I'm not a fan of that show. I watch a lot of Cooking Network and I don't like the show. Um, oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, yeah.
There.
Yeah, that's exactly where she films it. I've seen it enough times to know. I mean, it's a beautiful kitchen. I just can't stand how every episode she feels the need to like sing. I'm like, I'm here to watch you make biscuits, not sing. Shut up.
Yes, I thought that was odd too. She like sat down and played the guitar. I'm like, don't you have a pie in the oven?
Right.
I
Because
mean,
that's
I
what
get
I
it.
do when I have, stuff baking. I just compose a quick song.
I do it all the time.
I
My
know you
kids
do.
are like, "What's wrong with you?" Like it's the singing time to help the cupcakes bake,
That's right. To help the souffle rise.
but you can't reheat it.
Can't read it. Very pretty home. Oh, okay. I
This
see a
is
mirror there
see the
on the
mirror on the ground.
ground.
See, then they're yeah, it's not even hung. It's just sitting on the dresser there.
Yeah.
And then this was like the weird. I was like, what are we supposed to be looking at here?
Yeah, that's really dumb. I
So
guess it's trying to show
odd.
you that there is a shower back there, but that is the dumbest picture I've ever seen.
I think it's trying to show you that there's a corner in the bathroom.
Yes. Lovely corner.
Lovely corner. And then again, like here, I was like,
Yeah.
what is this? Why? Why? Just
Yeah.
step back and take a picture of the closet.
Right, right. Because the closet's got to be much better than that.
It's got to be. But they had some really nice big rooms. I mean, this room's huge. Look at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it's huge. Did they say if that was the primary or it wasn't labeled or anything?
I think the one with the 4 posts was the primary.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
A pretty pool.
All right. And that is all.
Alrighty, it's done. Well, we did learn something new today that Garth Brooks was accused of rape. So I might have to dig into that. I hadn't heard that at all.
I
So
know. I
that's
hadn't heard
unfortunate.
either. I have to say, I don't know that he's in like the top celebrity news all the time. He's not a big superstar. I mean, obviously he's Garth Brooks, but he's not. And then now you got Diddy, so
Yeah, so no one cares about,
mm-mm.
one charge when you have hundreds of charges.
Yes.
Yeah. But still, that's unfortunate for all parties involved, especially if it's true.
That is right. Okay. Well, do you want to get into our tip of the week?
Sure. I don't have one yet. I'm
Good job.
thinking. Thank you. I
Way to
came
go.
prepared today.
Way to go. All right, I guess I'll just jump into mine.
Hey, let's hear what you got. I'll piggyback on it.
Mine's pretty basic. It's just use the tools that are given to you. As you know, I've recently changed brokerages. We had a quite extensive meeting. Our marketing manager came down to talk with us. We had a lot of agents come on into this office. The brokerage bought a lot of the agents came from the other brokerage. So it was a great idea to talk with him. And I just sat down with him and, just what do you provide? Can you please just outline it? I can use it in my listing presentation of why my brokerage is better than your brokerage. Use that. And then he just had like a great set of tools, like, email templates, things that they can do to help us that will make it really easy, like a plug and play kind of template. And actually, I'm going to have him design something for me and just, very basic, but you send it out once a month. And it's just something that you can just touch your clients with every single week. And they pay for it.
Yeah.
It's a paid service and I get to be part of it just by being on this team. So I'm going to utilize it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, those kinds of things are great. I mean, they're just great marketing tools, especially when you don't have to pay for the format or anything like that. I know our team puts out like a newsletter that goes out automatically to all of our people, and we have an option to go in and like
Mhm.
specialize it or something. I don't. It just blasts out, and I'm not too concerned about it. But no, yeah, absolutely utilize those tools, and it's very good that you went in and said, "What do we do?" Because you do want that as your ammo
Hmm.
for a listing appointment for choose us. This is why you would choose us over them. So, yeah,
Hmm.
good. That's a good tip. I did think of one while we're sitting here.
That's very fast of you.
Yeah, well, I like as I was answering the phone when we started, I was like, try to get your people to use the lenders that you trust.
Oh God, right?
Yeah. Using the lenders and title companies that you trust, kind of helping your clients find their way to them, just makes life so much easier. As
Hmm.
if you trust them, then they're going to do a good job. They're going to pick up the phone when you call. I'm working with a lender right now who just doesn't respond. He doesn't do anything. All he keeps saying is, "We need to extend."
Why?
Yeah, no, it's
Oh
just
no, that's terrible.
yeah, he's not good. I've tried call, he doesn't call. The only thing I finally realized is he responds to a text. So, yeah, if you can try to get your folks to use the people that you trust, it just makes life easier. And this doesn't always work out that way. So you have to just, you know, battle the storm, but it just makes things easier. That's all I got. Pretty basic stuff today.
Hey, solid tip. Very solid tip. I have been stuck more than once in
Hmm.
that situation. And the worst I feel like is just the non communication.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, like, okay, we're clear to close. It's like, hey, thanks for the update, fucker. Like,
yeah.
are you
Mhm.
serious? Like, I have been emailing, calling, like, no response, no response. And,
Mhm.
or the exact opposite. I mean, you're getting extension requests and everyone's going to be asking why and you don't have an answer. Well, because he said so. That's not a good enough answer.
Well, they received the contract, and we didn't hear from them at all for a week and a half. We already threw inspections. And I'm like,
Ooh.
"Hello, did you get the contract?" I asked my buyer. Yeah, he's got it. He reached out to me. They haven't even ordered the appraisal. So,
Oh
just like,
God, what a mess.
yeah, huge mess. So, it is what it is. Just keep chugging along.
Yeah. Well, good luck on that.
I thank you.
Um,
We'll be drinking a cocktail.
yeah. Hopefully that comes through and we'll see if my easy transaction completely derails.
It won't. Just have faith. Have faith. Have
I'm
faith.
always cynical.
Well, yes, yes. It kind of comes with the trade. But all right. Well, that's it. That about wraps us up, right?
It sure does. Remember to like and follow us on our socials. And if you are from Ohio, let us know how it is.
Right.
You can email us at realsistersrealestate@gmail.com.
No hate mail,
And
Ohio.
no,
Well, go
we
ahead and
got,
just throw it in there. It doesn't matter.
I mean, we were pretty hating on Ohio. So,
Yeah.
what goes around comes around. So just be easy on us. And we will see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.